Let's lock in. What's up, YouTube? It's Big Dev, and we're back again on the MLB Show 25 video. Today, I'm going to be ranking your all's God Squads. That's right, you right there, staring at me through the phone. Yes, well, maybe not you. If you're not in the Discord, you probably didn't have a chance to send in your God Squad. So if you want to be featured in a future video like this, join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyway, this is going to be viewer-submitted God Squad rankings submitted through the Discord channel. So like I said, if you're in the Discord, you had a chance to do this. You'll have a chance to do it in the future if you join right now. Link is in the description down below. 100% free. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into ranking the God Squad. All right, so first up, we have Andrew Dice. Man, I love Andrew, dude. He is one of my longtime viewers. Andrew, man, you only sent me just your batters, okay? So for future reference, send the whole damn team, okay? Bench, bullpen, pitchers. So how am I supposed to give a fair ranking when all I can see is your batters? But anyway, Andrew, you know I love you. Andrew has been around almost since day one when I had 2 viewers in stream, dude. Andrew was there, man. He is the GOAT. So yeah, just wanted to shout him out. Anyway, here we are. Here is your squad. I'm kind of messing with it. I'm not going to lie. I do like it. You said you're a little behind on content. By the way, this is being recorded after Ken Griffey Jr. just came out yesterday. I'm going to be recording this video as well as the gameplay video tonight. But first, we're going to rank these squads, okay? So Andrew's squad here, he's got Byron Buxton out of position in left field. W move here, honestly. Buxton plays well out of position in right and left field. I just wouldn't put him in center. Michael Harris in center, David Justice in right, Ethan Holiday at third base, Gunnar at shortstop, Francisco Lindor at second base, Cody at first, Shea Langeliers at catcher, and Nicholas Kurtz. I'm not going to say the short version of his name because I don't want YouTube subtitles to get me. They're not going to get me. At DH, okay? So honestly, not a terrible squad for not being able to grind the newer content that has just come out. Couple issues I have is you have a ton of lefties. You have Harris, Justice, Bellinger, Kurtz, Henderson, and Ethan Holiday all as lefties, 2 righties, and 1 switch. Personally, I like to run more switch hitters. Personally, I like to run more balanced right versus left if you're not running a lot of switch hitters. Kurtz at the DH, he has a good swing, but he only has like 61 vision. That could be an issue. I do not really like this Gunnar Henderson card, I'm not gonna lie. Love Ethan Holiday, love Buxton. Not familiar with Michael Harris, but I know he has a good swing. Love David Justice's swing. Cody Bellinger's amazing. And Shea Langeliers is good, except his vision is only 71. But all in all, solid squad. Since you didn't send your pitching, I can't really give you a fair rating. Just based on hitters alone, I'm gonna give you, honestly, an honest score of a 6.7 out of 10. Mainly because you don't have like Ted Williams, you don't have Beltran, you don't have a lot of switch hitters, you have a lot of lefties over righties, so I can't really go to a 7. So I'm gonna give it a 6, did I say 6.8, 6.7, something like that out of 10. 6.7 out of 10, final score for Andrew's team. All right, second squad up, sent in by JM Thomas. This just happens to be one of my Discord mods, as well as my IRL cousin. Love you, bro. Here we go. So this squad is absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's so good. I don't have a lot of complaints about this squad as far as the hitters go. Griffey in center, Carlos in right, Ted in left. That is an OP. That is an end game outfield. You don't have Bautista. I know this because I know you personally, but even if you had Bautista, honestly, I probably wouldn't even put him in just based on how good these 3 guys are. You know what I mean? Unless you needed a righty. So that's amazing right there. You got the new Adames at shortstop. You did preface when you sent this, you said that you're trying out shortstop. You're not sure who you want to use. So Adames, you're going to try him out, see if he's any good. Just came out, so we can't be sure. But as of right now, based on not playing with him, just based on his attributes, he looks nasty. Brooks Lee, I'm always going to love Brooks Lee. I love Brooks Lee. At third base, though, I would not play Brooks Lee at third base personally. He has terrible fielding, not a great arm. Only place I'd play really Brooks Lee is at second base, but I get why you don't, because you have Chase Utley over there. Gil Hodges, still one of the best first basemen in the game. Cal Raleigh, the best catcher in the game. Don't at me. And Kyle Schwarber, probably the best DH in the game. So you have the best cards in the game almost at every single position. Only issue I have is Brooks Lee at third base. I would use like Chipper Jones there or Jose Ramirez. Just me. And I love Brooks Lee too, but if you're gonna use Brooks Lee, put him at second. That's just how I feel about that. Let's move on to, oh wow, my bad. I hit the wrong arrow. Boom. Let's move on to the pitching. Roger Clemens, Corbin Burns, CC Sabathia, Clayton Kershaw, and Al Leiter. This is an end game rotation. So good. We're going to get a 99 Al Leiter at some point, and he's going to be probably the best pitcher in the game. Al Leiter's absolutely nasty. This 95 still dots. Kershaw is amazing. I'm not a huge fan of Corbin Burns. He gets lit up sometimes, but he's still solid, and you have him P4, so obviously you're having success with him. Keep using him. Roger Clemens, P5, obviously having success. Keep using him. CC, my only issue with CC is that his windup that's not in the stretch is like 7 seconds long. Other than that, still love CC Sabathia. Love this rotation. Very, very good. And now for the bullpen. Chapman, Gagne, Morjan, Darren O'Day, Rob Nen, Munoz, and Seranthony Dominguez and Billy Wagner. My only issues here are like, I'm not a huge O'Day guy. I'm going to try him out again. I just put him back in my bullpen. I'm not a big O'Day guy anymore. Morjan is very good as a lefty, and Seranthony is not great as a righty. I would replace Seranthony with another righty, and I would get some more lefties in here. Well, actually, you have 3 lefties. 3 lefties is fine. 3 lefties is good. Other than that, though, very solid end game bullpen. I'm not going to lie. Gagne is nasty. Chapman's nasty. Munoz is nasty. They're all nasty. Honestly, this squad is about almost as good as you can get, aside from this position here and maybe not having like Jose Bautista. But not everybody's going to be able to get him, and I know you're only like 2 vouchers off. So this squad, I'm giving this like, I mean, it's got to be close to a 10, right? Like this squad, there's no holes here aside from that third base hole. Cuz Brooks Lee is at third base, I'm going to have to knock you down to a 9.2 out of 10 on this rating. But all these cards are absolutely nasty. Like, honestly, you have no holes here except for like Seranthony, and like that's pretty much it. And like I said, Brooks Lee over here. But so I'm gonna give this like a 9.2 out of 10. Could have been a perfect 10 out of 10 if you had like, in my opinion, if you had like a J-Ram here, and then like maybe, I don't know, just a better righty that's not named Seranthony Dominguez here. Honestly, I just don't like Dominguez's cards this year. But other than that, amazing squad. 9.2 out of 10 for Jack's squad. All right, next up, we got my longtime Discord mod, Sauce. Okay, Sauce is the type of dude that loses interest in MLB The Show quite fast, but he's a real one because he still enjoys my content, and my content is all MLB The Show. That's how you know he's a real one, because he watches me for me, even when he's not playing MLB The Show. Love you, Sauce. Shout out, Sauce, man. As you guys can see, he's clearly lost interest in MLB The Show at this point, but he still wanted to submit his God Squad that he currently has. And honestly, if you sent me this like a couple months ago, I'd be like, dang, this is very solid. Now, unfortunately, my friend, this is, oh, he's got that P5 John Don. Of course he does. Unfortunately, my friend, this is not going to cut it for us right now. If this was like maybe May or June, like, sure. But love Gil Hodges. I'd love this Brian Roberts card to have at P5. This card is so good. You could even possibly use him right now. He's so good. Shohei Ohtani P5 and right. Julio in center. Love this Jason Dominguez. Got him P5 as well when he was, you know, usable in the game. Pete Alonso, the live series Cal Raleigh. He's trying his best, Chad. He's trying his best. Shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz, Chase Headley. Unfortunately, Sauce, I'm going to have to dog on you a little bit. Based on the current state of the game and the current cards you have, Old Chapman, Gagne is good, Brash is solid, Ottavino is solid, Ursig is solid, but right now we're at 99s, brother. We're at 99s, and you got 85s in the bullpen, and you got 90s. Okay, I'm sorry. Low 90s, we're at 99s. Unfortunately, this is going to be a solid 2.3 out of 10 score for this team. Thank you for sending it in, though, Sauce. I know you're going to grind a little bit and get this team a little better. I know you'll do it. I can feel it. But anyway, 2.3 out of 10, Sauce. Let's move on to the next one. All right, another submission coming in from Jorge in the Discord, a newer member coming in. I love this team, honestly. It's a very solid team all around. A lot of cards you might not see people use, honestly, but still solid. This Matt McClain card, sleeper second baseman, 99 speed, 99 steal, solid righty swing. Honestly, I'm not mad that you have him. If you don't have like Chase Utley or Ryan Sandberg, Matt McClain is a solid option at second base. Shohei Ohtani in left. I'm not a huge fan of Ohtani cards, as you guys know, but it's still, he has a really good swing. He's good, okay? He's not terrible. Carlos Beltran, Acuna in right, Elliott short, Chipper at third, Kyle Schwarber, Shea Langeliers, and Cody at first base. My question to you is, why on earth do you have 99 J-Ram on the bench? Honestly, I'm trying to think here what you should do. Because, like, if you love Elliott, I don't know what you have paralleled up here, but If I were you, man, it's tough to do though. It's tough. This is tough. I would try to find a way to work Jose in. If you love Chipper a lot, that's the problem. Like, one of them has to play DH. That bumps Kyle Schwarber out. I mean, you could play Schwarber in left if you want to, but yeah, that's just, it's a tough scenario that you're in. But honestly, it's a very solid squad, but find a way to get J-Ram integrated into your team. Maybe get that free Ryan Sandberg, play him at second base. He's actually got a decent swing this year. Or Chase Utley, who's 100% free as well. But again, you have a good balance. Lefty, switch, righty, switch, switch, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. Very good balance of lefties versus righties. Your bench is okay. Like, J-Ram is like the good card. David Justice is really good. But I don't like Gunnar and I don't like Brent Rooker on the bench. I would try to find somebody else. Maybe if you have that Buxton card, put him on the bench. Or if you have a different lefty other than Gunnar, put them on the bench as well. There's other lefties out there that you could be putting as a pinch hitter. And I don't rely on Gunnar that much. Like, maybe find like a different lefty. I'm trying to think of a good lefty. Let me see. Let me look over here. I mean, I don't know. Just find a different lefty besides Gunnar. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I just think that there's better lefty pinch hitters out there besides him. Let's look at your pitching real quick. Al Leiter. Okay, this is solid. Very, very solid. Chris Sale, Clemens, Leiter, Kershaw, CC. Chris Sale is very good. He only has 4 pitches, but he's still a solid pitcher, honestly. He's like B or A tier pitcher. All 4 of these guys are S or A tier right here. And then Chris Sale is like low A tier, B tier for me, honestly, but a lot of people are really good with him. So very solid rotation. Hader, Gagne, Diaz, Clase, Randy, Chapman, Kalum. Love Kalum. Finally, someone's using Kalum. Love this lefty Kalum. Darren O'Day. Okay. The only changes I would make here is I would get rid of Diaz. I would get rid of Randy. I'd put in 2 different righties. Maybe trying to think here. You got Clase already. You could use the Devin Williams righty. You could also use Rob Nen, who is cheap and free right now, 98 overall Rob Nen, that you could replace with those 2. I'm just not, like I said, I'm just not fans of Diaz or Randy Rodriguez. All right, there we go. There's your team. Overall, pitching was solid, hitting was solid. I think you need to upgrade at second base. He's still serviceable. If you're hitting really good with him, just keep using him. I think you need an upgrade here, though, and I think you also need to upgrade at shortstop. Try to maybe get that new Willy Adames, put him at shortstop, and then figure out something at second base. But like I said, get Jose in there, man. Get Jose Ramirez in there. He's one of the best hitters in the game. Overall, I'm gonna give your squad. Ooh, this is tough. Actually, it's like harder than I thought to rate this squad. To like rate people's squads is harder than I thought. I'm gonna give it a 7.7 out of 10. Solid, but you have a couple issues in the bullpen, in my opinion, and you have if you're talking pure God Squad, sweat God Squad, you have a little bit of grinding to do for your middle infield, and other than that, you're pretty solid. And like I said, get J-Ram in there, replace these 2 guys on the bench, and you'll be good. So 7.7 out of 10, or 7. Did I say 7.7? Yeah, 7.7 out of 10 for this squad. All right, next up in the Discord submissions, we have Morta. Morta's been a long-time follower of the channel. What's up, brother? Appreciate you just sending your squad. Okay, so we have a horrible issue already. O'Neal Cruz, get him out of center. If you want to use him somewhere else. Do not use him in center field. Not a fan. Eric Davis, I personally don't like how he holds the bat. However, he does have a quick and decent swing. He's kind of nasty and like a sleeper card in this game. He's not terrible. Acuna in right, Utley at second, Nicholas Kurtz at first, Shea Langeliers at catcher, Kyle Schwarber at DH, obviously, and Kyle Seager at third base. Who do you have on the bench here? You got Bellinger, Tucker, and the new Jarren Duran, and Gunnar Henderson. Okay. So, when you sent this in, you said suggestions. What I would do, I would take Cruz out of center field, honestly. Maybe if you possibly can, try to get Griffey. If you can't end up getting Griffey, obviously we're gonna work towards Beltran. I'm not gonna just say just get Beltran, because obviously you're trying to get Beltran. You don't have him, but maybe try to put Griffey out there in center field. Just overall replace O'Neal Cruz. That could be something that you do. Honestly, there's the problem is with center fielders, there's not a lot of budget options for center field. Let's be real, like there's just not. You could collect 5 cards and get that new Jackson Trio and put him in center field as well. He's cheaper than Griffey. He'll get you like almost to Griffey. You also need to collect 3 more spotlight cards, but you can get that Jackson Trio and put him in center field. Another option would be Picor Armstrong. If you're hitting like lights out with Cruz and he's playing fine defense for you out there, then fine. I just don't think he's really an end game outfielder. Eric Davis is solid. Acuna is solid. Nick only having 61 vision bothers me, but he has a good swing, like I said earlier. And then Kyle Seager at third base, great swing, lefty, solid. Okay, and your balance between righty and lefty is pretty good too. Righty, lefty, righty, lefty, lefty, righty, lefty, lefty, righty. So you're pretty much even on lefties and righties. Maybe try to factor in some switch hitters. Switch hitters are really good. So I mean, if you're fine with not using them, sure, but switch hitters are the meta. If you're trying to sweat with your God squad, I would get switch hitters integrated into your team. There's your bench. We already went over that. Pitching, oh my God, Tariq Skubal, not again. Glasnow, CC, Castillo, and Kluber. Poop, Castillo, poop, Tariq Skubal. Get them the hell out of your rotation. Glasnow's not terrible for a fifth starter. CC and Kluber are end game. Try to get that Kershaw if you don't already have him. Get him in there. Try to work towards Clemens. Obviously, he's a collection reward, so he's expensive. There's other good pitchers. Check out my starting pitcher tier list. I put it out just recently the other day. So if you need some good starting pitchers, check out that tier list. It's the video before this one, and you will find some good options to put in there besides Skubal or Castillo. And then here is your bullpen. Chavez is solid. Sir Anthony Dominguez I would replace. I like Iglesias. I like Robloski. Romero, like I said, I'm not familiar. He looks decent, but I'm just not sure how he'll play online. Clase Lee Smith and Randy Rodriguez. A lot of people are using Randy Rodriguez. A lot of people are using this Randy Rodriguez. I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm not a huge fan. I would use Munoz over Rodriguez, honestly. But if you guys are playing fine with Rodriguez, then fine, just use him. I just not a fan. I would replace Sir Anthony. I would replace Rodriguez. And I love Lee Smith because of his forkball, but I would upgrade these two righty arms. And you only have two lefties. I would add a third lefty in your bullpen to sort of round it out, honestly. But other than that, that's all she wrote. And this squad, I'm gonna probably have to give it like, I'm gonna have to give us like a 6.9 out of 10. But only because, like I said, O'Neal Cruz in center. Not the best. There's better third baseman besides Kyle Seager, but he's a newer card, and I'm sure he's fun to use, so whatever. I'm not like mad at you for having him out there, but like I said, O'Neal Cruz in center is weird to me. No switch hitters is also weird for a God squad. Your bench is solid, but an issue with the bench that I notice is it's all lefties. All lefties on the bench. I like to do two righties and two lefties, or like a switch, a righty, and maybe two lefties or something like that. You shouldn't have all lefties on the bench. You should definitely incorporate some righties onto your bench. Starting rotation, like I said, Castillo, Skubal, get him out, replace him, and then bullpen, Randy Rodriguez and Sir Anthony Dominguez. You could maybe use somebody else. But anyway, like I said, 6.9 out of 10. Definitely above average, but still a couple things to work on with that squad. All right, moving on to the next one is Dread Gaming N7. Dread is a newer member of the community, but he is very active in the Discord. Appreciate you, brother, for the support and sending into your squad. All right, here we go. Let's lock in. Beltran, Acuna, Duran. Solid, okay? Very solid. Jose Ramirez, the new Adames, Chase Utley, P5 Cody Bellinger, love to see Cody Bellinger. Shohei Ohtani at P4 and Ted Simmons. Don't have much issue with this squad at all. Left, switch, right, left, left, right, switch, left, switch. Very good mix of switch lefties and righties. Solid. I would love to see how you have the lineup constructed, but I'm sure it's probably pretty standard. I haven't tried to do Jarren Duran, but I know his swing is amazing. So very solid 99 overall out there in left field. Moving on to your pitching, CC, Clemens, Kluber, Clayton Kershaw. Get Castillo out of there. He's ass, okay? Get somebody else in there at your 5 slot. That's the only knock I've seen so far on your team. And then your bullpen, Munoz, Romero, Clase, Adam, Chapman, Billy Wagner, there we go, Suarez. See, use Suarez over Randy Rodriguez. I would use Suarez before I use Randy. But anyway, Josh Hader as well. Okay, so you have 3 lefties. That's good. I like a minimum of 3 lefties in my bullpen. People are using this Romero card. He's new, so he's probably decent. Honestly, I wasn't trying to hate on him earlier in the video. I wasn't familiar with him. Jason Adam I would replace. I wouldn't be using Jason Adam in my opinion. And like I said, I'm still on the fence about Clase. I'm not sure if he gets hit around or not, but replace Jason Adam. Get Eric Gagne, bro. Put him in for Jason Adam for sure. And this would be a very, very good bullpen. I'm not going to lie. And you got the new Billy Wagner. Very solid. Very, very solid. This is going to hurt your score a little bit. But other than that, I like this team. I like this team a lot, actually. It's kind of like, it's close to being fully meta. A little off meta with like using Jarren Duran. But like using Jaron Duran instead of like Griffey or Ted Williams out there. Ted Simmons at catcher is good. No Cal Raleigh. If you have Cal Raleigh, I would put him at DH instead of Shohei Ohtani. That's just me. But all in all, I'm gonna give this an 8.9. Almost a 9 out of 10. This really hurt your score. Luis Castillo's poop. Get him out of there. Get a different pitcher in there. And yeah, but other than that, 8.9 out of 10. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, this is coming in from Nate in the Discord. Wow, look at the P5s, chat. All right, very solid squad. He only sent his hitters, so this isn't going to be a full comprehensive score, but I do not like Buxton being played in center. I would play him out of position in right or left if you can. Junior Caminero, P5 at DH. Nasty swing. Cattell at short. Lindor out of position at third base. Cal Raleigh and Cody Bellinger. So he has left, left, right, right, left, switch, switch, right, switch. Good balance between lefties, righties, and switches. Obviously, you're hitting well with Caminero, Cattell, Marte, Buxton, and Schwarber because they're all P5. Bellinger, obviously, and Cal Raleigh. Very solid squad. I like this squad a lot. I really do. I really do. My only issue is you're playing Buxton in center, but my problem is where are you going to play him otherwise? Like, you can't really move. You would have to knock Caminero out if you're going to move Schwarber down here. The only, like, here's my thing. Like, what I would do if this was my squad, I would move Buxton to left, move Schwarber down to DH, move Caminero to second base, bump Utley, and then maybe work on getting Ken Griffey Jr. out there in center field or something along those lines, you know? Utley is very good too, so it just depends on who you're hitting well with. But like I said, I would try to fix this and get Buxton elsewhere besides center field. Just based on your hitters alone, we can't give you a fair score, but just based on hitters, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one an 8.3 out of 10. This hurts. Lindor out of position at third isn't terrible, but that really does hurt his fielding. He can play at third. It's going to hurt his fielding though. Much rather see you play Lindor at second base out of position and then maybe play like J-Ram or Chipper here. But like I said, 8.3 out of 10. Solid, Nate. Very solid squad. Send the pictures next time we do a video like this. All right, another one coming in from Frock J, another longtime follower of the channel, and he again also only sent his hitters. Guys, send your full squads. You gotta send your full squads. Come on, man. But I'm still gonna rate you because I love you guys. Okay. All right, here we go. We got Beltran, Schwarber in left, Acuna in right, Bobby Witt, Lindor out of position at second. Like that play. Chipper at third base, Ted Simmons at catcher, Kyle Tucker in right or at DH, and Gil Hodges at first base. Okay, Kyle Schwarber in left field. I would switch these two if you can. Kyle Schwarber's fielding is atrocious. Put him at DH, put Tucker in the outfield. As far as your bench goes, it's not terrible, but we don't really use our bench in MLB show too much. I like Dave Justice, I like Dave Parker, and you have Brent Rooker and Gunnar Henderson. 3 of these guys are lefties. I would switch one of them out for a righty. That's just me. And other than that, solid squad. Kyle Tucker has insane hitting attributes, but like switch these guys, or maybe put Acuna over in left. Even though he's out of position, he's still going to play just fine out there with all his speed and stuff. And then put Kyle Tucker in his natural position in right field and move Schwarber down to DH. That would be a solid move for you. Like that you have Beltran. Love Chipper Jones. Love Gil Hodges. Love this team all around. Just based on hitters alone, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 8.7 out of 10. Send your pictures next time, brother. All right, moving on to Jackson. I like this squad a lot, Jackson. Very good stuff. Only problem I have is Buxton playing center field. Not a huge fan, like I said, of this Buxton card in center field defensively, but I love Buxton's swing so much that I can let it slide from time to time. Okay, you got Manny, Buxton, Acuna. All righties in the outfield. Switch hitter, Ted Simmons at third. Switch hitter, Franny at shortstop. Utley, Gil, Schwarber, and Cal. So you have a switch, switch, switch. Right, right, right. Left, right, left. Not bad. I mean, you have a little bit of an influx of righties, but that's fine. You're hitting well with them, obviously. I mean, you talk about how much you love this Buxton card. Acuna has a great swing. Manny has a good swing. I know you just got Manny, so we'll see how you play with him. But all in all, solid squad here for hitters. Bench looks good too. You have a backup catcher. I like to see that. Lefty, righty, righty, lefty. Very solid. I love that. Pitching is where you're lacking a little bit. The only guys that I would say are end game here is Clayton Kershaw. You need to fix your starting rotation. I would add some different guys. Check out the tier list. Try them out. Roy Halladay is okay on Hall of Fame and above. Chase Burns is okay. Glasnow is okay. Strider's okay. But there's just better starters out there that you could completely fill out your team with, like the free CC and some other guys that would help out your rotation. As far as the bullpen goes, like you see, I like to see you using this 95 Billy Wagner until you get the 99. That's a good choice. So you have Gagne, Chapman, Billy, Josh, Lee, Nen, Suarez, and Clase. Honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see, you have 1, 2, 3 lefties, and that's good. Clase is good. I don't really have any issue with this. Well, I know I said Clase is good just now. I'm still on the fence with Clase, but it's fine if you use him. Like I said, I've dotted with him and been amazing with him. I've also gotten lit up when using him, so I'm kind of on the fence. But if you're pitching well with him, keep using him. I'm not gonna give you any recommendation for the bullpen because this is a very solid bullpen as far as end game goes. Fix your rotation a little bit. I would get 4 new guys in here, maybe just 3. Glass now is pretty solid, but other than that, yeah. And then back to your hitting, solid. Like I said, try to fix the Buxton situation in center if you can. If he's playing fine for you in center field with defensively, then it is what it is, but maybe try to fix it. Okay, so, but overall score, no Beltran, no Ted Williams. But other than that, like, it's a solid squad. I'm gonna have to give this like I'm gonna give this an 8.2 out of 10. This is a solid squad. This is solid. All right, 2 more entries to go. One from AJ got bands. Okay, baby, let's look at this squad, dude. Okay, you got P5 Juan Soto in left, Bellinger in center. Interesting. Acuna in right. Normally I wouldn't play Bellinger in center. Machado, who is nasty, has a great swing in third base. The first Machado I've seen in these ratings. Willie Adames at shortstop, Chase Utley, Gil Hodges, Cal Raleigh, and Schwarber at DH. Obviously, people love this Schwarber card, man. People love it. I might have to try him out on the God Squad. For your pitching, very solid pitching. Oh yeah, Garrett Crochet. Not a huge fan of Greg Maddux. However, if you're playing on Hall of Fame or above, he can be good. I'm just not a huge fan of his. I don't know. He just doesn't dot like he should. I feel like he should definitely dot a little bit better. We'll probably get a 99 of his towards the end of the year, I'm assuming. But this is still a solid squad, solid rotation. This is an end game rotation of 4 guys here, even 5 guys. I've seen some good players use Maddux and have success with him. So very solid. But if we move on to your bullpen, oh, Dennis Santana P5. I like that. Dennis Santana, he's kind of nasty. Ben Joyce, very solid. Josh Hader, Romero, Randy Rodriguez, Edwin Diaz, Clase, and Chapman. Like I said, I don't like Edwin Diaz because he only has 3 pitches, 2 more fastballs. We've already been over this. You guys know my thoughts on all these cards, honestly. You already know my thoughts. A lot of these are just getting into repetition at this point. Like I said, solid team you have here. I wouldn't be playing Bellinger in center. I try to find another spot for him if you possibly can, but I see why you're playing him out there because you want to use both Soto, Bellinger, and Acuna can't really play center. But like I said, solid. Machado is a sleeper pick at third base. I do like you using Machado, kind of off meta, but also nasty. So I'm going to give you an 8.7 out of 10 on this one. Maybe even close to a 9, maybe even a 9. Maybe even a 9, just a flat 9, honestly, I would say for this squad. It's solid. I like a lot of your choices. I would fix your center fielder. I know you hit really well with Machado, so you're going to keep that. Even Maddux is fine, but yeah, other than that, fix Edwin Diaz and you should be honestly cooking. But yeah, I'm going to say flat 9 for this instead of my original 8 point whatever I said, but flat 9 for this one. Very solid squad, AJ. All right, final submission coming in from Billy. Bro, Billy, love you, man. Appreciate you for the support. Appreciate you modding on my Discord and my Twitch. You're a goat for real. Thank you for all the times you spent with me one-on-one in the Twitch chat when there hasn't been any other viewers in there. You're a goat for real. Appreciate you, man. Here's your God Squad, okay? You got Griffey in center, Beltran in right, Duran, and left field. This is a very, very solid outfield. Honestly, basically end game aside from missing like Bautista or Williams in left, honestly. Third base, Ted Simmons, I like that. Bobby Witt P5, I love me some Bobby Witt, you know. Adames out of position at second, Gil Hodges at first, Shea Langeliers at catcher, and Kyle Schwarber at DH. Shea Langeliers is solid, lower vision, but still solid. I would work on getting maybe Cal Raleigh to put him at your catcher position. His defense looks terrible, but he plays just fine behind the dish. Other than that, very solid. Shea Langeliers is still good. Again, I'm not going to go through every card because you guys already know my opinions on all of that. The bench is Brooks Lee, Jordan Westburg, Cody Bellinger, and George Springer. This is solid as well. Switch right, left, right on the bench. I love Cody Bellinger. Let's see if you have a spot for him, honestly. You don't really have a spot for Bellinger, so I can see why you're not using him. I personally always try to find a spot for Bellinger, but I see why you're not using him. Pitching, Kluber, Crochet, get Tariq Skubal out of my face, Roger Clemens, and CC Sabathia. I see you have Tariq P5. But I also know your record is like 84 and 147. So I'm not going to put too much weight on the fact that you have 3 School P5. I still am always going to think he's ass. And then bullpen, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 lefties and 4 righties. Solid balance. Romero, Devin Williams, Randy Rodriguez, Chapman. Use Suarez instead of Rodriguez. Warbleski, Hader, Edwin Diaz, and Clase. A. Get rid of Diaz. I would actually put Gagne in for Diaz here. Other than that, solid, okay? Very, very solid squad from you. I like it a lot. And you know, obviously you have a new Ken Griffey. Your outfield is pretty much endgame. Your infield is pretty much endgame. And your DH and catcher are basically endgame too. Only thing is Shea Langeliers, like, I'm not a big fan of his, but he's still one of the top catchers in the game, okay? So I'm not gonna sit here and say you have to get Cal Raleigh, but all in all, I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10. Very, very solid squad. I like it all around. Very, very good. And yeah, all right, that's gonna do it for this video. I appreciate y'all sticking through for all of it. If you guys want to be featured in the next God Squad rating video, just join the link in the description down below. Like I said, join the Discord. There's a whole thread for dropping your God Squad, and we will be rating them later on in the year as more and more cards drop. It's also a good place to just hang out, talk MLB, find co-op partners, things like that, ask questions. It's just a fun time all around. We're getting a lot of new members in daily, so like I said, join the Discord. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video.